remember the first burger I ate. I couldn't tell you that. Probably from the fish and chip shop over the road from my house. I started working at McDonald's when I was 14, nearly 15, and decided that I really like hamburgers and I like making them and I like watching people eat them and I liked eating them in other places, and yeah, that's really where it all came from. My name's Jimmy Hurlston, I'm 32 and we're currently in my restaurant Easy's. I think a burger starts with the beef. You've got to get the patty right, and I think that can be a combination of different cuts of beef, fat content, seasoning on the beef, but you shouldn't really add anything else into a patty. Outside of that, you need a bun, and you need a bun that's capable of holding everything together. It's capable of taking the sauce, the cheese, the juice from the meat, and then from there you can add what you like. You add lettuce, you add tomato, you add sauces, you add bacon always, pickles, onions, whatever else you'd like to have in a burger. I started the research for the book in August 2012, and then the book was published December 2013 until about the middle of last year, or 2014. The book pretty much sold out, so that was 10,000 copies pretty quickly. The book, I think, gave me a good platform to do other things. It was a good opportunity to be able to have something tangible that people could look at and say, wow, he wrote a book, he kind of knows what he's talking about when it comes to that stuff. But outside of that, it really was just a platform to step up. So the train carriages were placed up here by a friend of my business partner and I, and he approached my business partner and said, would you like to put a gallery in here? And then my business partner and I got together and decided that it would be better to put a restaurant and do something a little more exciting than just a gallery, and we could incorporate the gallery at the same time. So I'm definitely disappointed in the neighbours' reaction. I thought they would have really embraced it. It's becoming an iconic place, a tourist attraction, a landmark for the area, and I imagine it's boosted the price of their houses. Instead, they've made our life really difficult, constantly objecting to the council, not helping us. You know, we're more than happy, we'd happily give them discounts. We want them in here. They're the repeat customers that every business needs. They need the local support. So we're doing what we can to support them. Hopefully they come on board eventually. You know, things that have popped up in the way. You know, there's customers, there's the council, there's suppliers. The space that we have here is actually a very difficult space to work with because the train carriage runs like this. In order to get beer lines and cool rooms, they have to be jigsaw puzzled into really small spaces and turned into things that could, you know, we had to utilise every aspect of the space that we could. So yeah, there's been lots of issues. Tackling those objections, I think it was probably addressing a humble approach and just being as obedient as possible, agreeing to what they've asked, doing whatever. You know, the council runs a very by the book type of operation, so if you do things by the book, then they look favourably upon you. This is a train carriage on a roof in Collingwood, and the building's called End to End. It is the birth of a design idea that a graffiti artist from Melbourne called Prowler had, with an architect, Zvi Belling. They decided to do this one. This is the second in a series. We've taken the old Hitachi train carriage and tried to deck it out as close to what they used to look like, but for this sort of driver's cabin that no one really ever got to see anyway. Got the original lino floors. We are using the original seats with a new upholstery using the original fabric that was used in these trains. We've kind of tried to adapt it to a functional train carriage, and then with a graffiti element throughout the whole building. So all the other levels have a train and a travel or a Melbourne Metropolitan Railway theme to it. The levels are zoned like the train zones used to be. And yeah, that's what Easy's about. We do burgers and we do drinks. Pretty simple menu, and kind of an Australian take on an American food. Feedback on what I've chosen to do has been varied. It's been both good, both positive and negative. My parents are obviously very critical. Australians in general have a tendency for tall poppy syndrome and like to bring people down, and then other people are very jealous, and other people are envious of what I've been able to do, but also it's a lot of hard work and I don't sleep a lot, so it may look glamorous on the surface, but it's not actually that way.